for young people coming up, and it's like parents that send kids for lessons and stuff, and they say, do you think you should be a musician? And it's really just up to the person. I mean, if you want to be a musician, nothing's going to stop you. I mean, you're just I I don't the advice is hard because you just have to find your own way to do it. But obviously, you have to take every opportunity to play that you can. And growing up here, my friends were all, even musicians that weren't musicians, my friends, they were very encouraging. So Saturday night there'd be a party, and if I stayed home and practiced and didn't go to the party, they were really cool with that. They were really encouraging. If there was a party with live music, that would be the party I would go to. If there was a jam session, that's where you'd go. And when you're young, you have a lot of energy, and I would just say, really focus on it, and it'll lead you to places. It'll open doors you can't expect, but be open to go through some of those doors. And in the beginning, play with everybody that asks you, and that'd be my advice. And learn as much as you can. If you can be literate, that helps a whole lot.
Mr. Alex Koch. So please welcome to the stage a true Austin original, a master of jazz, world music, and fearless improvisation, a native Texan, and a member of the Austin Jazz Hall of Fame. Alex Koch has spent over 5 decades pushing musical boundaries across continents and genre. A member and former committee member of the Austin Musicians Union, Alex Koch has been a strong advocate for fair wages for musicians. Alex is also one of the first Austin residents to have a completely solar-powered studio, I hear. In 2020 alone, Alex was inducted into the Austin Jazz Society's Hall of Fame, awarded the Jazz at St. James A.D. Mannion Award, and nominated for Texas State Musician. Performing in trio today with Michael Stevens on bass and Masumi Jones on drums. And again tonight at the Rosette Theater on Avenue B with the highly acclaimed Alex Koch and Carl Michel Sextet, Mr. Alex Koch. So here's where I do the fun part, the Alex Koch Day Proclamation. Be it known that whereas the city of Austin, Texas is blessed with many creative musicians whose talent extends to virtually every musical genre, and whereas our music scene thrives because Austin audiences support good music produced by legends, our local favorites, and newcomers alike, whereas we are pleased to showcase and support our local artists, now therefore I, Mike Siegel, on behalf of Kirk Watson, Mayor of the Live Music Capital, do hereby proclaim November 6, 2025 as Alex Koch Day in Austin.
Wow, this is kind of a shock to actually be here because I heard it coming up. It's just always like it's just another gig, but this one's pretty special. And they ask on the thing to have a rule of the day or something that you'd like to impart. So mine was to cultivate your relationship with art, and that's nourish your interests. It's like in a garden; you have to feed it, and that can be any. I'm particularly, fond of jazz and jazz musicians. Those are some of the most interesting people and wonderful people I know. But, nourish your own interests, and that could be literature, theater, dance, painting, sculpture. Go and nourish your own creativity doing these things, and then go to a concert, go to a museum, go to a play, go to a dance performance. Like nourish the artists that are here. Growing up, Austin really helped me prepare to be a professional musician, and there were so many places to play. It was super affordable. That was a huge deal. And the amount of places there were to play on a regular basis, we would play. I think one year I had 2 days off the whole year, and we were playing 2 or 3 gigs a day. And also just the colleagues that you had. I mean, before we had social media, we had to go out and put posters up, and you'd go to other people's gigs and tell them where you were playing. And it was much more a fabric of life, I find, personal in a human kind of way, more than having to learn how to do, all the things we're having to do as musicians nowadays. It's amazing when you can be a full-time musician and you can have other friends that are full-time musicians. That's a really special thing, and there were a lot more of us. It seems like, I know, there's younger people that are doing it, and they find their own way. And just even, we weren't always, we'd be out putting up posters and we wouldn't always see all jazz musicians. We'd see musicians, all kind of musicians, but everybody kind of had this passion, and that passion stoked passion and stoked your inspiration to do these things. So it was really a fabric of Austin, and I really thank the council and the city for suggesting to be paid for what we do. That's really a huge thing. Also with the local 433, our musicians union, they've done a good job there. I've always lived in different places. I've lived in Washington, D.C., Boulder, Colorado, Torre del Mar, Spain, Paris, France, Amsterdam, and I've always taken these seeds of Texas music with me. And people recognize Texas and Austin musicians, sometimes surprisingly more so than I would find they would here in our own town. Just to go thousands of miles away and hear people talk about Tony Campisi or Tomas Ramirez or friends that I grew up with. And finally, I think it's really rare that you make it by yourself. So, I mean, all the way along the way, in the old days, I remember going to El Arroyo, and we had played at some club after hours or something, and the guy said, "Oh, I heard you last night. Tacos on me." Just little encouragements, things like that. For your neighbors coming up to you and go, "We heard you practicing. Will you leave your window open?" Because we really enjoyed listening to what the band was doing. Or that's really the fabric of Austin for me. And the fact that there's music everywhere here in the chambers and in the grocery stores. I don't know. I think that's about it. The tune I wrote, Optimism, I grew up, and some of my favorite music was Rahsaan Roland Kirk, John Coltrane, Charles Mingus, and they were really music about freedom and civil rights. So it's very optimistic. We really thought we were on a path that was never going to go back. So it seemed appropriate to be optimistic still and play that tune. I just want to thank everybody here. I mean, Nikki and I really just, this is kind of your day too. I just wouldn't be here without the encouragement that everybody's constantly seemed to be giving me. And the colleagues, Christopher, art and poetry. It's just an amazing place. Thank you all so much. Unbelievable. I mean, this is incredibly humbling. I think I said earlier, how's it feel to have this proclamation? I knew it was coming. It's been on my calendar for a while. So normally we just think it's a gig. Whatever gig you have, it's just play the best you can. If it's 2 people, 4 people, it's just go there and you do your thing. And then as the day came, it was really, I thought, oh, maybe I should say something. And the more I thought about what to say, the less it really became about me and about the people that encouraged me to get to this point, to even have a day. I mean, how does that happen? I don't know. I mean, I know Nikki Kutian has had a big part in that. And but you don't do it by yourself, that's for sure.